Hello everyone and welcome to 10 tips and tricks for the survivor in Dead by Daylight. These tricks are designed to help you escape and all around just not die and maximize your points. Tip number 1. Always make sure you can figure out who the killer is within the first 5 to 10 seconds of the game. You're going to hear bells, you can see traps, or you can hear a chainsaw, or you can look at the hooks to figure out which one it is. The Wraith's hook has bandages all on it, the Trapper's hook has just ropes, and the Hillbilly's hook looks like it's made out of like shingles and old manufactured parts. Tip number 9. You're going to want to stay together with your teammates, but you don't want to clump up too much. In this clip, I was working on this generator with my buddy Dwight, and we were getting it done really fast because we were both doing it at the same time. Then we start to hear heartbeats, so the killer was coming. We get off of the generator and we walk over, we're all on top of each other. We walk over to these tires and we kind of fumble again, and now we don't have any time to go anywhere else, so we're stuck behind this really small cover. Trapper comes right around, we fumble over each other again, and I get hit. Tip number 8. Help your teammates and get points. This is especially important because points are what you use to advance your character in the game. They go towards your ranking, they go towards perks and items in the game so that you can win later matches. Now a lot of people, they'll just sneak around and they'll win, and that's, all fine and great and everything, but, you don't get nearly as many points just doing that as you would if you were to help all your teammates. So help your teammates, get those points, and you'll be able to get better in the game. Now I know it's not always easy to help your teammates. Sometimes the killer is just going to sit there and camp, and in that case you might just have to back off. Okay, so tip number 7 is going to be keep an eye out for the hatch. The hatch will spawn on the ground somewhere after you get a certain amount of generators, and it's always a good idea to keep an eye out for the hatch because if you end up being the last alive, it will open up and you can escape through there instead of having to get the rest of the generators and opening a door and getting through there. It's just a whole lot easier to escape, but sometimes it can be difficult to find. Tip number 6 is simple. If you screw up a skill check on a generator or when you're healing somebody, don't panic. Just kind of walk away, reset, and if the killer comes, then you can escape, or if he doesn't come, then you can just reset and start over. Okay, so tip number 5 is kind of a big one. A lot of people struggle with skill checks, and skill checks are actually really simple if you realize that there is a brief audio cue about a second before the skill check actually appears. That way you know that it's coming, you're prepared, and you'll be able to get that skill check done without messing up. Tip 4 is going to be all about animation abuse. When the trapper is laying his trap or when the wraith is exiting their cloak, you have just enough time to free a teammate from a hook. Now be careful because there are perks that allow the killers to do those actions a lot quicker. Tip 3 is going to be about staying away from open areas if you can. Now the killer, as you know, is much faster than you. So if you are in an open area and you're just running in a straight line, he is going to catch you. You can't avoid that. So what you got to do, and what I'm doing here, is I'm staying by this building. I'm kind of cutting corners. I'm trying to jump over these obstacles and finding things to put between me and the killer. Here I'm able to finally get him to get caught on that little barricade, and I'm able to escape. Tip 2. When you're not being chased by the killer, take your time. When you're jumping over a window or you're entering a cabinet or a closet, then you have to do it slowly. Otherwise the killer will be able to hear and get a visual cue of where you are. If you just sprint over and jump over a window or into a cabinet, then it's going to be really loud, it's going to make a noise, the killer will be able to find you. But if you slow down and you just kind of walk over to it and then press spacebar to go over, you'll have a lot of a more quiet transition over the obstacle or into the closet. So here's the difference, so you can hear the difference between doing it quickly and doing it slowly. tip number 1, probably the most important tip I could give you, is do not struggle on the hook. There is only one time you should struggle on the hook, and that's when the only other teammate that you have left is already downed. That's the only time you should try. You have a very low percent chance. I think last time I checked, it's like 5% chance to struggle and actually get off the hook. It happens sometimes. You sometimes can get off, but for the most part, all it does is lower the amount of time that you are alive. So if you don't struggle on the hook, you give your teammates more time to possibly come and save you. And here in this clip, I was able to just stay there, just stay put. My teammate came and got me, and we both ended up escaping that round. So do not struggle on that hook unless there's absolutely no hope of anybody saving you. Even if they're across the map, just kind of chill and just wait, and then, spam that struggle button when it comes up, when those spiders come down. Alright, well, this has been Dead by Daylight 10 Survivor Tips and Tricks. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. If it's helped you escape a killer and start winning a little bit more, leave me a comment, let me know, and share it with your friends. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.